Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by my good friend and still unbeaten, 23-0, Archie Sharp. Archie, how you doing, mate?
Oh, very well, thank you, my friend. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really good. It's an interesting time in your career because you're not as active maybe as you'd like to be, but you're still only 28. You're still unbeaten. You're WBO number two. On the surface, there's a lot to be positive about. What's your current mindset?
Yeah, 100%. Look, there's been a few times, especially in the last couple of years with the inactivity and stuff that I've had to deal with. It's been very frustrating and it's to get hard because sometimes you feel like you're getting forgotten about, you get left behind. Because the thing is, I'm in the gym, Danny, you know what I mean? I'm in the gym all the time. I'm ready to go, just waiting for that phone call. There's been fights that have been made but not happened, which is out of my control. So yeah, it's been very frustrating. But you know what? I just got to stay mentally strong. I'm 28. I'm unbeaten and highly ranked in the world. So persistence is the key, as I keep telling everyone. You know what I mean? I just got to stay focused, mate, and my time will come.
We'll talk about the WBO situation in a few moments, but you were previously managed by MTK, very busy during that period as well. A lot of big fights, WBO into belt, and getting you up those rankings. How much has that management change affected you in terms of the progress of your career?
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm a bit disappointed with the WBO because at the end of the day, that's whatever's gone on's gone on. Like I'm just a fighter in it, just in the gym, just doing my own thing, and like I say, climbing the ranks pretty well and active. And I feel like I've done know, I don't want to say I've been targeted or anything like that, but what I'm saying is it is a very strange situation that I'm in because I'm not really getting any straight answers from the WBO, and I'm asking them like, what's going on? Um, and there's nothing coming back. So I'm very I've written emails. Obviously, I was supposed to be for a final eliminator against Liam Wilson at the beginning of the year to fight Navarrete and Valdez, but um, they just swerved me when I was sitting number one and picked Liam Wilson and to go and I'm really there's a lot of questions that are just not being answered directly from the WBO. Like I say, I've agreed to every fight. There was a couple of fighters in the top 15 I've agreed to fight. And yeah, it's just not happened. And that's how they have moved me down a peg to number two. But yeah, we'll just see what happens. Like I say, that's all I can do. I've got to trust the process and trust my team.
But like you said, you are still active. You haven't suffered a defeat, still unbeaten. Albert Bell is the fighter who's been moved to the new number one, super feather by the WBO. Have you had any explanation whatsoever for that move?
No, nothing at all. That's what I mean. Nothing at all. My team was in talks with Albert Bell about making a fight for April. So we was all getting ready for that, but that kind of I don't know whatever happened to that fight. So it's not like no anyone's swerving, you know. Like there was back in June when I boxed in the Leeds. I boxed on a little show over in Leeds, and then I was like, right, I'll fight this opponent who's number 15. I'll fight this opponent, and like say the WBO just ignored everything that I've kind of thrown at them, if you like. No straight answers. So, like I say, I'm a bit disappointed because I paid the sanctioning fees for the last 5 years for the WBO, and to be treated like this is a bit disappointing.
At times like this, do you miss perhaps having a major TV promoter behind you? Because they're the sort of people who generally put pressure on the sanctioning bodies in situations like this.
Yeah, it's definitely like I say, it's definitely it all plays a part. Don't get me wrong, you know, it all plays a part. It's just unfortunately it's just out of my control because of contracts, politics, and whatever else. Like I'm just in the gym, mate. I'm just a professional boxer who wants to get on and just fight, you know, and people are holding me back. I'm not getting the fights that we want. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, it can be frustrating, but it'll all work out. It'll all work out for the best. I've seen a few fighters out there that have been in the same sort of situation and it's kind of overturned in their favor. So, like I say, just got to stay focused and then it'll all work out.
One positive element of the recent time in your career is that you've linked up with a Hall of Fame fighter as your trainer in Roy Jones Jr. Often looking at your
Yeah.
style, there is a lot of kind of flair and slickness. So the kind of it seems to make more sense than when we saw Roy working with Chris Eubank Jr., for example, in terms of styles. How did you guys hook up?
Yeah, so a good friend of mine, Tony, his boy Lightning Junior, who's also just turned pro. Yeah, he turned pro at 16. So they had the relationship there already, and then I left the I box. I went back to Richard Sawyer, obviously my old trainer,
Hmm.
and me and Richard, like, we don't want to go back to old ways, so we had to sit there and kind of say, look, what do we do? You know, like, it's just me and Richard now. Ian Weaver then joined the team, and then Roy as well. So we spoke to Roy. Roy was keen to have us and help us out, and like I say, he's our main trainer, and Richard and Roy and Ian, we all work together. And like you say, the beauty of it is that Roy encourages a lot of what I do.
Hmm.
But now it's just about fine tuning a few things to take it to that, like this whole WBO and situations being inactivity. But like we just said, it's a lot, it gives us a lot of time to work on where we need to be. So I was calling out world titles a year and a half ago now at the start of it all with the Shakur and things like that. But I believe that working with Roy and teaming up and someone who's been at that level and been at that experience, like the things now that I'm learning and kind of took on board is, like I say, it's all kind of worked out for the best because now it's all in good time and I'm going to be a lot better fighter from now than when I was a year ago.
And I saw some stuff on your, I think it was your Instagram, with you following Roy's instructions via video link. How does that kind of work out for you, and how does it compare to being like hands-on, him taking on the pads, that kind of stuff?
So the thing is with Roy, it's not when you're doing the pads, it's one thing, but it's ideal. What I'm enjoying is that someone on the outside looking in and
Hmm.
picking up things. You can only see so much on the pads, you know. So what we do is at the minute, because we haven't got a date, Roy obviously come over for the April fight. He come over working and was working on the beginning of the year, and then he went back to America. And then because I was fighting in the UK, I stayed in the UK because I was going to go out to America with him.
Hmm.
Anyway, he come over and was working with us. But this at the minute we're not in camp, so it is kind of video stuff until he comes over. And yeah, working well because I'm seeing things. I'm thinking I'm sending over videos or I'm posting videos, and then he's like, listen, he's on the ball with everything, you know. Like he makes me do the drill. So he picked me up like the other day. I posted saying I thought it was a great video, and he said, right, what you doing, blah blah blah. So I send him over everything. He looks it all through, and then yeah, he gives us all the instructions, me, Richard, and Ian, sorry, to work on. And yeah, it works well. It works well. Like Linda, I'm a very experienced fighter now, Danny. I've been like sound 23-0. I boxed at elite level. Been boxing for 20 odd years. So for myself, I know how to get fit. I know how to do all the main things. You know, it's just about tweaking things and turning and tuning it into a world level fighter.
Tell us a couple of the key things that Roy picked out when you first started working together that he wanted to improve in you.
Um, I think it's just there's a big thing with English fighters and American fighters. I think they do it. There is a big difference there. I think the European fighters are a lot more taller fighters, and I don't know. There's been a lot of amateur stuff still driven into me, which works to an extent, but now it's kind of just changing it all up. And it's a shame because my last fight on the 14th of April, I suffered an injury a few days out before the fight, picked up a little niggle, so I didn't give the performance that I really wanted to because we have been working on a lot of technique to deliver more power to get the stoppages out, but unfortunately with the niggle that I had, it held me back a little bit. So what I had to do was change our game plan, which was movement, which to be fair, I watched the fight back again the other day, and I'm very critical about what I do. And I'm a worst person to watch a fight over. And I thought I boxed very well to instructions. I hardly got hit. I hardly got hit in that fight in 10 rounds. I'd give them fellow jump in a few shots, so which is a positive. So there's been other fights, as you know, Danny, you've seen me over the years where cuts here and where I've got myself involved and been a bit Mexican style for no reason. So definitely a major improvement. Now the next stage is to start knocking people out and doing that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm capable of doing it. Roy says to me all the time, for a super featherweight, like, I can really punch. So now I've got to prove it in the ring and do what I know I'm capable of doing.
That's a bit delicate, but I feel it's worth asking. Given you aren't as active as perhaps you'd like, and you've got a young family, you're obviously a really good dad. Is there any concern there on the financial side? Are you having to work outside of boxing now?
Look, to be fair, I'm very blessed in with my sponsorship. The fights that I've made a few smart investments over the time, you know, because listen, it's not just about me. I'm not one of these young fighters who go out and get their purse and go and buy a watch and big jewelry and things like that. You know, I've got unfortunately I've got an house and I've got the kids and I'm in a good position, you know. Things could be a lot worse, so I'm very blessed. It's been hard. Don't get me wrong, Danny. It has been hard. Like things, I'd be lying if it wasn't. You had COVID, then since COVID, I've had like one fight 1 year, one fight here. Like as I'd be lying if I said everything's easy, but that's what kind of makes you. You know what I mean? 28 years old, 4 kids, and pressure that I've had over the last couple of years. And to be fair, I'm still here. I'm smiling, and we got through it. So yeah, it's been good.
And would you, I don't know what your situation is contractually and all that, but would you be willing to fight maybe on other promoters' shows, or if they've got super feathers that they want to, because you are WBO number 2, you've got something that other people will want. Is that a way of getting you more active and more in the profile, in the public eye?
Yeah, for sure. Like, there's been fighters out there that have been mentioning me on Twitter and with other companies. But like I said to my manager, it's all right tweeting about it, but no one's coming through with any offers. You know, like we're here. Like you're the one tweeting. You're the one who got these big promotions and TV deals. Then come with us with an offer, and then we'll accept any fight. I mean, like you say, highly ranked. There's a few names out there that have obviously been circling on the Twitter scene and things, but the public, I don't see it. I just think people are avoiding and whatever else. But we're here. No one's contacted our team, and we're happy to take any big fights. That's what we're here for, you know. We're here to have big fights and become champion of the world. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I say, we'll see what happens with the WBO. I am ranked in the WBC, so it'd be nice to climb them rankings as well. Because obviously Shako would be good. I know it's fine. Hernandez. I think it's in Monaco. But yeah, do you know what I mean? Anyone in the WBC. Obviously, Joe Cordina's got the IBF, so there's definitely fights. But there's a lot of fights out there that I'm very interested in. If they've got world titles, then 100%.
Good stuff. When should we expect to next see you out as it stands now?
But I'm hoping very, very soon. I'm hoping there's a Denmark show happening this weekend for Disrupt. So I was hoping to be out on that, but I think more so looking at within the next, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks. Hopefully, we'll be back out. And yeah, and again before the end of the year. And my ideal plan is now from now to December, I have 2 fights
Great
back
stuff.
to back.
Well, I hope that all comes together for you, and fingers crossed you make your way back up to number 1, or at least the WBO do something for you.
Yeah, it'd be nice, you know. Hopefully, I hear something, and we'll just go from there. So no, I'm looking forward to it. It'd be good.
Great stuff. Well, really appreciate your time, mate. And yeah, it's been too long, so let's catch up again soon.
Yeah, God bless you, Danny. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Same to you, mate. Take care. Speak soon.
Cheers. Take
Bye.
care.